Sports Office, kind of on the road, undisclosed location, hanging out with the man from the Showtime Lakers, and you remember him also, a former Lobo, coach of the T-Birds, Michael Cooper, and of course Lawrence Gilligan to his side. Hey, Coop, it's been a while, man. It's been a minute since we talked to you.
Well, it has been, but good things have happened for me. I get a chance to rest a little bit, but it's always nice to be back in Albuquerque.
And being back in Albuquerque, let's just talk about it right from the start. Tell everybody why you're back.
Being honored as a living legend, which I still can't understand that, but many other people. But again, it's
Embrace
an honor.
it, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. It's an award that many have received, and I'm very, very honored to be the next recipient.
Good.
When you got the phone call for this, or how did it come about first?
Scott Carruthers called me about 3 or 4 months ago. That they wanted to honor me, and I turned it down, and he was like, no, Coop, you gotta do it. So it took some talking to get me in, but a lot of things that I do because of the love of it, whether it's basketball or love of the kids or love of the community in Albuquerque. But again, to be honored among so many great ones that have received that award, I'm very, very honored.
Hey, you have to be very humble, I guess. When you do get a phone call like that, and you say, do you feel like you don't deserve it, or what, man? I mean, you're a legend around these parts.
Well, for me, it's unexpected because, again, like I said, a lot of the things that I do because I love doing it, and I don't want any fanfare or publicity about it, and I just do those type of things. So, but it's nice that people recognize you for doing that and being into the community.
5 months removed from coaching women's basketball at USC, and I'm sure now that you're just kicking it, man. What's the future plans? What's up?
Well, again, resigning from USC was a decision that wasn't kind of like a mutual decision.
Yeah.
But again, doing that, I had an opportunity for the last 12 years. I've coached year-round. When I was coaching with the WNBA, the summertime was our season, and then after the fall and all that season, you had to scout and do all of that. Then it was reversed with the college kids, and then in the summer, you spend all your time recruiting. Right. So for the last 10, 11 years, all I've done is just thought about basketball and do basketball. So again, taking this time off gives me a chance to rest, gives me a chance to spend time with my family and my kids, give me a chance to spend time with myself. I'm in the process now of writing a book.
Wow, okay.
All of my former Laker teammates have written a book, and I'm in the process of doing that. Yeah. So it's going to be an exciting book, an interesting book. It's not going to be a tell-all, but it's going to tell some things.
My curiosity's fed out already.
But no, this is a time just to rejuvenate the soul, the spirit in that sense, and just kind of like reconnect with myself.
Is this more about the Lakers being a 5-time champ, or is it more about college, Lakers, and your life overall?
Well, it's going to entitle all that. The name of the book is called A View from the Bench.
Okay.
And it's my view from all the benches that I have the opportunity to sit on, even as a head coach.
That's a great title.
So it's going to be good.
So this sounds like an informative book, kind of like a historical type of thing, instead of like, people get crazy and they write those books like, oh yeah, we were out here and this happened and that. It's not one of those. It's more like a kind of informative, historical.
There will be some bits and pieces of that in there because people want to know what happened behind the scenes and all the gory or gushy details, and some of that will be in, but it'll be just, again, my view from the bench of everything that I've seen, the people I played with, starting from my time in the Y, where I just sat on the bench. I was told I wasn't good enough, to sitting on the Laker bench watching 3 of the greatest players that ever played the game, and Kareem, Magic, and James Worthy. So I continue, and then my view in the WNBA, working with the women. So I got a lot of visual stories to tell.
Out there, man. There's a guy who had the long body, was here last year. You know what I'm talking about? Tony Snell. Kind of reminded people how he played defense, kind of like yourself. Of course, nobody locked him down like Coop. But have you seen anything on? Have you seen him at all to give your opinion of him, or?
No, there's a player that
first
comes
time?
like
Yeah.
I've never. Tony Snell.
Tony Snell.
I'll have to Google him.
First,
and go on the
first round pick of the Bulls this year. Mm-hmm. And so you have been busy, but that's good.
Yes.
Do you miss like the doing the stuff like the NBA D League and all that?
No, I mean, again, that was all part of the coaching process that I have been involved with for the last, let's say, 12, 15 years. But no, I don't miss it. I try to keep up a little bit. I still do some things in Los Angeles. I have a show called Sports Zone that usually starts in December, and it's after all the NBA games that are played on Channel 7. And myself, our host person is Rob Fukuzaki. who is a local sports person, and Lisa Leslie. So we get on and we talk about the games. So it's actually an interesting thing that we do, and we talk about the games, and we get the kid and do things like that.
You know, we have a bunch of Laker fans in this town. What are your thoughts on Kobe Bryant's injury, and what do you think about him coming back? That's a really tough injury, you know, let alone coming from a guy that's already been there, a veteran. You know, why do you have to come back when you already have the rings, right? But I guess just talk about what you think about him coming back.
Well, I think the love of the game is what's in Kobe, and again, I think what the Lakers are going to do is they're going to test your Laker loyalty this year. I think you're going to see two evolutions of the Lakers. You're going to see the Laker team before Kobe comes there, and then once he comes, there'll be the process of him trying to fit in and then mold that team again. And you know, Mike D'Antoni has his work cut out for him, but again, I think it's going to be a difficult season. If anybody can come back from that type of injury, Kobe can. At 35, that's still a lot of wear and tear on his body, but from the people I've talked to, he's making good strides, and training camp starts this week coming up, and he won't be involved, but again, he'll be close to being ready.
How about the whole Dwight fiasco too, man? They had all these things stay, you know, all these different things that the Lakers were trying to promote about Dwight staying, and then him going to Houston, obviously. You know, what has been the fan reaction there now? Is it just kind of like, all right, he's gone, let's move on?
Well, we're over Dwight Coward, and we finally got rid of him. And you know what? That's a tough task to take on, to be being playing behind the great centers that played in Los Angeles. Sure. And you know what? Some say he couldn't shoulder the burden, and you know, whatever his reason was, he left, and now we're on to bigger and better pastures. But again, it's tough in Los Angeles to win because that's their expectations, and that's something that we set back in the 80s. And our fans want to see us win championships. They don't want to see us win games. They expect that. They don't want to see us win conference titles. They expect that championships are the norm in Los Angeles.
What do you think is missing? I mean, because, like you said, you guys set the bar, but at the same time, it's just now it seems broken.
Well, you know, players come and go, and I think the biggest part the Lakers need right now is that they need a center, or at least a good go-to center, and I think that's where Pau Gasol last year got kind of lost in the whole Dwight thing, is that he wasn't a focal point. I think you have to be, because he's so skilled down there. He may not be physical and aggressive to get down there and bang with a lot of the posts in the league, but he can do some things down there. So I think the evolution of that will have to come through Pau, but I think the Lakers still need that big, powerful center. And all of us thought it was going to be Dwight Howard when he got here, and it's just a shame that it didn't come to fruition. But you know what? We're not losing any sleep on it. He is Houston's problem now, and we're moving on.
You're not a big fan of Dwight Howard.
You know what? Actually, I am. I really, really like the guy, but I just didn't feel that he felt comfortable enough to take on the pressure of taking a team to a championship. You've had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, George Mikan, some of the greatest centers, Wilt Chamberlain have played, and all of them were able to capture a championship. If nothing else, you stay for that, you know. But again, he couldn't handle the heat, so get out the kitchen.
As a former player, do you feel that it was right for him just to be kind of one and done? Do you feel like maybe he should have stuck around for a couple more years and see what would have happened? You know, what could have developed, I guess, instead of just run and go to Houston?
Well, you know, we can't think about what's in Dwight Howard's head. He left a lot of money on the table, so you know it wasn't about the selfishness of going with money. So I just have to say is this: I don't think he could handle the pressure. And again, you know what, a little bit, and I wasn't there every day to see how it is dealing with Kobe on a daily basis, and maybe that had a little bit to do with it. But still, again, he's in Houston, and he'll do his thing, or whatever they do there, coming 6th, 7th, or last, or whatever it is.
What are your predictions for the Lakers this year?
The Lakers will fight for that 7th or 8th playoff spot, maybe the 6th spot. I don't think championships is in our grasp right now, but still we still hold that close to our hearts as far as our team, wanting our team to do that. But it's going to, I mean, the stars will have to line up perfectly. No one will have to get injured. I mean, it'll just have to be a perfect season for us to even make it to the the finals.
You gotta worry about the Golden State Warriors, man. That's
That's
Bay Area. Yeah, excited for that.
And you know what? The so funny part about that, I got them. They're one of my 3 teams I got to make it to the Western Conference Finals. I have OKC.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm going to go with the Lakers because that's what I hit. And I got Golden State. And I think, but again, everything will have to go perfect for them because you don't win championships shooting threes.
You think the Lakers could actually make it to the playoffs with what they have?
I always think the Lakers can make it to the championship. I mean, they could have 3 blind mice, and I think they can make it to the championship. That's just who I am and what I'm about. It's going to be difficult, you know, and I realize that. And but still, they have to be up there for me.
Are you now? Would you consider being part of their staff or anything like that? Because I know you never say never on the coaching thing. If that came about, would you consider that? I mean, because
At this point in time, any job that came about, I would consider it after being out. But no, that's almost like a no-brainer. My loves are Los Angeles Lakers and University of New Mexico. And if either one of those opportunities were to present itself to me, I would definitely consider it very highly, if not take it just right off the bat. But again, I'm open to other things. But right now, I'm really, really enjoying my life, getting a little bit of rest, and just kind of like looking at things and trying to develop myself from there.
all right. Well, I know you got a book to write. you got it.
That's supposed to be coming out. That's supposed to be coming out.
Not anytime soon.
Okay.
We're gonna really put some
Good,
things
good.
behind it.
He's going.
Looking forward to it.
He's going to go and write some pages right now. There's Lawrence Gilligan right here, and this is Michael Cooper. No introduction needed. You know this man from the Showtime Lakers. Robert Pugsley behind the camera. Van Tate. Until we see you next time.